What's going on, everybody? Joseph here. Hey, I am known for making some posts and stuff that maybe trigger some people, and I think it comes out across as maybe lack of empathy, or I'm not taking you seriously, or I'm trying to put you down. And so I'm going to use this video and this opportunity, this educational opportunity, to hopefully provide you a little bit of insight on what I do, a little bit of insight on the people I talk to and help every single day, and a little bit of insight of where I'm coming from and the purpose of my posts. Instead of feeling targeted or instead of feeling triggered, how could we feel, right? And so I have some notes, I have some more boards here we're gonna go over. I don't know how long this video is gonna take. I'm doing it off the cuff. So please, if you like it, share it, send it to a friend, comment on it. If you have questions, reach out to me, put them in the comments. Like, I will answer whatever you want. And so a little intro about me is I was a combat medic for 4 years in the Army, and then I became a personal trainer, fitness manager for Gold's Gym, and then I worked for Camp Gladiator as a freelance trainer, coaching boot camps. I had some of the largest boot camps in San Antonio with 50 plus people in every single boot camp, more often than not. Then I created my company, Facts Over Fads Nutrition, and we have done online coaching for fitness and nutrition for the past 6 to 7 years. Over my time, from Gold's Gym until now, I've probably helped close to 3,000 people, 2,000 just with Facts Over Fads Nutrition, a couple hundred at Gold's Gym, and another 1,000 or so probably at Camp Gladiator throughout my 5 years with them. And so I say that to let you know that I have a lot of experience working with mostly middle-aged people, but particularly middle-aged females, childbearing age, have kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, all the way up to 70-year-olds as well. So I think probably one of my oldest clients was about 75, 76, and my youngest clients are 16, 15, 16 years old. So I have a wide range of experience dealing with all types of populations, all walks of life, all types of struggles, all types of conditions. We've helped people with cancer, we've helped people with diabetes, we've helped people with high blood pressure, all of these things. And so I have a pretty decent exposure to the issues that I post about. I don't just post about them because I get annoyed with an excuse that someone says or a reasoning that someone says. I post it because I deal with clients every single day, and we overcome these issues. We have a very successful treatment process. We have a very successful program to help people feel better, do better, look better, whatever the case may be. And so I want to let you know that I'm not just some coach that does this on the side. I'm not just some coach that has 5 or 10 clients. I'm not just some coach with 1 certification. I have degrees in this. I have 16 certifications in this. I was a medical professional before this. So my experience, my education, my passion is deeply rooted in health and fitness, primarily in middle-aged females that are going to deal with some of the conditions that we're going to talk about today, okay? So some of these common conditions that we deal with every day: PCOS, menopause, chronic fatigue syndrome, also known as adrenal fatigue. And this is kind of what sparked this video. I had a client, or I had a friend on Facebook who kind of talked about adrenal fatigue and brought it up and said, you know what, kind of like, you're wrong. I had to go get these supplements and get my body back on track, and then I was able to lose weight. And so we're going to talk about it, because no matter what condition you deal with, whether it's PCOS, menopause, adrenal fatigue, anything, Hashimoto's, whatever the case may be, the treatment from a fitness and nutrition standpoint is almost always the same. It's going to be move more in a healthy manner, in a healthy way, in a healthy frequency for you. Frequency is important, right? If your lifestyle or your body can only handle 2 to 3 workouts a week, that's all you can handle. Me telling you to go work out 5, 6, 7 times a week is going to do us no good. It could make these symptoms worse, right? It could make your stress worse. We're going to talk a lot about stress today. Nutrition: eat cleaner, eat leaner. Probably put you in a caloric deficit if you have weight to lose or fat to lose, but not a huge deficit, not a crash diet. We're not cutting out food groups. We're not going to go keto. We're not going to go paleo. We're not going to go Whole30, carnivore, intermittent fasting. We're not doing any of that crazy stuff, but we are going to eat cleaner. We are going to put you in a little bit of a caloric deficit if you have weight to lose or fat to lose. We're going to help you prioritize the good stuff: proteins, fibers, whole foods, whole grains, all that good stuff, fruits, vegetables. That's what we're going to do from a nutrition standpoint. So remember, even if you go to the doctor and they say, your hormones are jacked up, you have PCOS, your cortisol's through the roof, the protocol for you to help from a fitness and a nutrition standpoint is still the same. Move more, healthier, pain-free, in a way that you like, meaning you could do strength training, boot camps, cardio, Zumba, swimming, I don't care what you do, but move more. Fix your diet, fix your alcohol consumption, fix your sleep, and probably fix a little bit of your stress as well, whether that is work stress, life stress, financial stress, whatever the case may be. Let's bring that stress down, okay? So that's kind of our solutions. So no matter what you have, no matter what you're going through, working with a coach who understands you, working with a coach who has a more of a listening ear and takes your feedback into consideration, and working with a coach who is stable and secure in their protocol to give you, because a lot of coaches nowadays, they're like a feather in the wind. If the wind blows this way, they go that way. If the wind blows this way, they go that way, right? They're not very stable in their treatment protocol. They're constantly trying to add in supplements to make up for their lack of coaching. They're trying to add in hormones to make up for their lack of coaching. I know plenty of coaches who put all their clients on hormones. That way that their coaching kind of doesn't really matter, so that the hormones, steroids, testosterone, whatever the case may be, is going to do most of the work for them. They give their client cookie cutter meal plans and they think that the hormones are going to make up for it. And so I know these people. I'm deep into the coaching world, from Gold's Gym, from Camp Gladiator, and just from being an entrepreneur myself. And so I see this all the time, right? So a piece of my issue as a coach who has worked with over 3,000, 4,000 clients, who has been doing this for decades. This is my full-time job. I get a little frustrated when coaches give crappy advice. I get a little frustrated when people make crappy excuses. And so therefore, when I make a Facebook post or when I come out on a story and I look frustrated, it's because I care so deeply about this field and I care so deeply about helping people, where most people don't. Most people are looking for a paycheck. They're looking for a quick buck. They're looking for quick results. And you can find that. You can definitely find that. But that's not who I am. That's not what my company's all about. That's not my purpose and my passion, right? And so the solutions are going to be, for me as a coach, to help you move better in a healthier manner, to help you get more sleep, quality sleep. If we can't extend quantity, meaning you can't get 8 hours of sleep, let's focus on getting a really good 5. Let's focus on getting a really good 6. Let's focus on hydration. Let's focus on cleaner nutrition, eating out less, eating at home more, avoiding inflammatory foods that are going to put stressors on your body, most likely processed foods. This could be French fries, potato chips, candy bars, whatever the case may be. Let's take out some of that and let's add in high quality protein source, high quality fruits and vegetables, high quality whole grains, starches, things of that nature. Those are going to be more anti-inflammatory. Those are going to help you feel better almost immediately, right? Normal clients who sign up with us, within the first couple of days, they say, wow, I feel vastly different. I feel better. I already feel like my clothes are fitting looser. What's going on? It's because we've cut out a lot of that crap. Alcohol consumption. Alcohol is a commonality in our world today. If you don't drink alcohol, you're actually a very rarity. You're actually, like, people look at you a little bit weird, like, hey, I don't drink. And people are like, okay, you're too good for us, right? That's so weird, because alcohol is a toxin. Alcohol is inflammatory. Alcohol is going to suppress your immune system. Alcohol is going to make you sleep like shit. Alcohol is going to make you recover like shit. Alcohol is going to break down muscle tissue. But for whatever reason, we think it's okay to drink alcohol, right? And by all means it is, but we need to regulate it. We need to balance it out. We need to make sure that it's fitting our goals and our dreams that we want to aspire. And if you're not ready to cut it out, then these goals that you have might not come, or might not come as quickly, okay? So the next thing I want to talk about is identity shift. This is very important, because as soon as you get diagnosed with something, or as soon as someone tells you, oh, I think you have PCOS, oh, I think you have adrenal fatigue, oh, I think, if you notice, there's not really any real tests for adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, or PCOS. It's just kind of like an accumulation of stuff, and then we just slap this label on you. When we slap this label on you, your identity changes and you immediately go into victim mode. You might say you don't, but you do. People want to be treated differently because I have PCOS. People want to be treated differently because I have chronic fatigue syndrome or adrenal fatigue. People want to be treated differently because we have Hashimoto's. And you use it as an excuse for lack of results, or lack of trying, or maybe you did try some things, but you tried the wrong stuff. And so when I tell people, like, your diet wasn't right, they're like, well, Joseph, I tracked my calories and macros to a T. Awesome, that might be part of the problem. You might be so OCD about your nutrition, you're actually putting yourself in too big of a deficit, you're eating too clean, your body's in like panic mode because it's not flourishing. You're not putting it in a position to thrive, you're putting it in a position to survive. And that survival mode is a stressor, and that stressor is gonna make all of these things worse. So it's not just about crash dieting, it's not just about eating clean, it's about finding the ways for you to eat optimally for you, your lifestyle, your behaviors, and your mindset. That's what it's about. There is no perfect diet. There is no one size fits all. This is a relationship between you and me so that I can figure out what you need, so that I can figure out what sits well with you and what doesn't sit well. If I give you a meal plan that's putting more pressure on you than not, I'm not doing us any good. If I give you a workout program that's putting more pressure on you than not, and I'm not taking into consideration your recovery, I'm not taking into consideration your life, your kids, your spouse, whatever the case may be, I'm doing you a disservice. So everyone goes out with this identity shift. I have PCOS, who can help me? And you'll see in the comments, I've got the perfect supplement, I've got the perfect protocol, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. There is no perfect supplement. There is no perfect protocol. I've got adrenal fatigue. What do I need to take from a supplement standpoint? The answer is probably nothing. Honestly, the answer is nothing. You don't need a supplement to fix chronic fatigue syndrome. You need to fix your lifestyle. You need to fix your behaviors. You need to make sure everything is in alignment for you to thrive, not for you to survive. You are in a survival mode. You have now identified as a victim. You've identified as I'm broken. You've identified as nothing's gonna work no matter what because I've tried everything. You've got that imprinted in your brain, and it's almost like no one can get you out of it. It's sad to watch, honestly. It's sad for me to come across hundreds of clients who feel like nothing they do is going to help them, who feels like they're just stuck with this forever, who feel like I'm going to always be overweight, I'm going to always feel terrible, I'm going to always have this, that, or the other. It's not true, alrighty? So we're going to take a deep dive into adrenal fatigue, because this was a hot topic, alrighty? Adrenal fatigue is also called chronic fatigue syndrome. Most doctors won't even recognize this term, adrenal fatigue, because it was a made-up term. The doctor who brought it about in 1998. You can Google that. I just Googled it because I didn't know. And he literally just said, hey, it's an accumulation of these issues, and it shuts down your adrenal system, and your body doesn't function optimally. But the ways that it shuts things down, or the ways that it hurts your body, are just very broad strokes that everyone deals with, right? Here's how to tell if you have adrenal fatigue or not, according to his definition. Are you tired? Do you crave salty foods? Do you get bad sleep? Do you have less energy and you're kind of sore and achy all the time? That's me. I fucking love chips and salsa. I'm sore and achy all the time. I sleep probably 5-6 hours a night, and I'm tossing and turning, I'm hot, I'm sweating, I'm this, I'm that, all the time. Like, everyone has adrenal fatigue if these are the list of the symptoms that we need, or that we have. There are no tests, there are no blood labs to check, do you have adrenal fatigue, yes or no? If you have irregular hormones, we can fix that. If you have irregulated estrogen, irregulated testosterone, irregulated cortisol, whatever the case may be, we can fix that. We can fix it naturally. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit kind of more dull. Or we can also fix it synthetically, and we can give you these hormones to help, fix those things. So keep that in mind when you're looking through these things: stress, sleep, alcohol, sugars with inflammation, and lack of exercise. That's kind of the protocol with anyone who says, oh, you have adrenal fatigue syndrome, or again, PCOS, or whatever the case may be. Everyone deals with these issues, every single person. And then remember, going back to the original one, the treatment is all the same, right? So no matter what you have, the solutions are going to be, hey, let's eat better according to you. What does that mean? It means that I can't give a one-size-fits-all diet. It means move more according to you. I can't give you a one-size-fits-all fitness prescription or fitness protocol. It means sleep a little bit better for you. What does that mean for you? Does that mean going to bed a little bit earlier? Does that mean taking some melatonin or magnesium before you go to bed? Does that mean meditating? Does that mean reading your Bible? What do we need to do before you go to bed to help you get better quality sleep? Okay? Again, according to these symptoms, everyone has adrenal fatigue. Just don't think it's very fair to say that we're all fucked up, alrighty? So here's the problem, okay? With adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, whatever the case may be, it could happen because you gained a lot of weight, or it could happen because you lost a lot of weight. So that is kind of like, well, we all have it. We've all probably gained some weight. We've all probably lost some weight. We are at risk for chronic fatigue syndrome, right? So we have to pay attention to this, because if we are gaining weight, we're probably eating too many carbs, too many fats, and it's probably causing us to have inflammation on the inside, and that's going to cause our body to stress more. It's going to cause our body a lack of ability to recover. So we're going to be sore, we're going to be stiff, we're going to be inflamed, we're going to be puffy, right? Our joints hurt, our hands hurt, my fingers are puffy, I'm bloated, whatever the case may be, because I'm eating too much food. I'm eating too many calories, I'm eating too many carbs, I'm eating too many everything, and so it's putting a stressor on my body. Vice versa, weight loss. If you follow a crash diet, less than 1,200 calories a day. If you're overtraining, you're working too hard, you're putting your body in a stress, and it cannot recover because you're not fueling it appropriately to thrive. You're barely fueling it, and so now it's in survival mode. Cortisol goes up and stays up, depending on what you're eating. Like, are you even giving yourself enough calories to do the bare minimum, which is what we would call your BMR, your basal metabolic rate? Very rarely, if ever, will I put someone on a caloric deficit lower than their BMR. It almost never happens, because that is the bare minimum amount of calories that your body needs to survive, okay? Putting you less than that while you're exercising, while you're an active parent, while you're an active employee, is just stupid, okay? So when someone comes and gives you a 1,200 calorie diet, a 1,000 calorie diet, 800 calorie diet, it is just plain stupid. You are causing your body an internal stress that is not needed for you to see results, okay? So weight gain or weight loss. So this is where people come in and they say, hey, Joseph, I've been dieting. I track my macros. Like, what you're saying is wrong. You don't understand me. And I say, no, that's fair. Like, I believe you, but you might be following the wrong calories, the wrong macros, the wrong foods, the wrong timing. You might be stressing about it too much. There could be a lot at fault here that, as a coach, I can work with you and go through it together with you and help you fix calories, macros, food sources, food efficiency, convenience, price, all of this stuff. I can do that with you as a coach. So again, just because you gain weight, just because you lose weight, doesn't necessarily mean that you're in the right. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work forever. We have to be ready to pivot, adjust, to make things make more sense for you. Going into crash dieting. This is what happens more often than not. We go to these places, whether it's Weight Watchers, whether it's, I don't know, whatever other place, and they say, hey, here's some pills, here's some injections, here's an 800 calorie meal plan, but it's okay because we're making that up with these injections, we're making it up with these pills, these vitamins, these minerals, you're gonna be fine. You're not. Taking a multivitamin is not the same as eating fruits and vegetables. It's just not. Taking a greens powder, taking a reds powder is not the same as eating fruits and vegetables. It's just not. Is it better than nothing? Sure, but it's not the same. So if anyone says, here, take this pill to make up for your lack of nutrition in your diet, that's a problem. Okay, we have to figure out what your diet looks like. And this might mean like, Joe, like I don't like vegetables. I really don't. But I'll eat the shit out of some beef and broccoli at a Chinese restaurant, right? That might be my solution. How do I add soy sauce to my meal plan, still hit my goals, still hit my calories and macros, but I get to put soy sauce on my broccoli? That could be a solution, right? This is why working with a coach is so important, because everyone thinks you just have to eat super clean. You can't season your food. You can't sauce your food. It's going to taste gross. You pretty much have to bake everything. It's not true. We don't have to go to that extreme. All righty. Dehydration. So a lot of times when we go on a crash diet, we're also crashing our ability to retain water and utilize water and move water. We know that the current state of the world is in a weight loss phase where everyone is constantly trying to lose weight nowadays because we are so overweight. So if we start to cut carbs, we are going to cut our body's ability to retain water. So intracellularly, we have now less water to utilize, move things in and out. So if you go on a crash diet, a low carb diet, and you can't make that up with more and more hydration, do you think that your body's going to struggle? Because what, 80% of your body is water? I think it's a little high. A huge percentage of your body is water. And so if you go into, again, a state of dehydration, do you think that you're going to be more tired? Yeah. Do you think that you're going to be more sore? Yeah. Do you think you're going to recover very fast? No. Do you think it's going to impact your sleep? Yeah. Do you think you're going to have brain fog? Absolutely. So crash diet plus dehydration or vice versa, doesn't matter. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like you have adrenal fatigue syndrome. Oh my goodness, common sense. Poor sleep. Sleep is huge. Luckily for me, I've been able to function off of very little sleep, very terrible sleep. and I don't really know where or how I make it up, but I know I can't do this forever, right? If you know me very well, you know that I don't get a lot of sleep. I wake up pretty early. I work long days, and sleep is not a priority. I will cut out sleep to excel somewhere else in life first. It'll be the first thing to go. I'll be like, oh, I was getting 6 hours, but now I need to do X, Y, Z, so I can only get 4. I will do that. Not a lot of people can do that. Some people are like, I have to get 8 or 9 hours or I will murder someone. Totally okay. But just because you're getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep doesn't mean that you're getting good sleep. You could be tossing and turning, you could be hot and cold, you could be getting up to go pee frequently throughout the night, you could be having bad dreams, whatever the case may be. So sleep is very important, because if you have a better night's sleep, you can wake up feeling more refreshed, you can wake up having a more active day, you can wake up feeling less pain, you can wake up feeling better about your progress, and that is all from sleep, okay? So as a coach, we will talk to you about sleep hygiene. We will talk to you about how that's so important, okay? Now, last but not least is mental health. And again, these are the problems with all of the things: PCOS, menopause, adrenal fatigue syndrome or chronic fatigue syndrome, Hashimoto's, whatever the case may be. Mental health is huge. I get on calls every day and I listen to people tell me their problems. And we get into this victim mentality, right? And when you're in a victim mentality and when you're in survival mode, you can't thrive. You can't be a victim and not a victim. I don't know the opposite word of that. You can't be a victim and go succeed somewhere else, right? This mentality is going to overcome your entire life. You're going to have an excuse for everything, because I have chronic fatigue syndrome, because my cortisol is high, because my hormones are off, because whatever the case may be. It's not a good place to be, alrighty? So when I make posts about menopause, when I make posts about diet and exercise, when I make posts about you can do more, I'm not saying you're not trying. I'm not saying that what you're feeling isn't a real thing. I'm not saying that you're a liar. And that's what a lot of people think I'm saying. Someone today just said, well, you just always put people down. All I did was say the treatment for adrenal fatigue is these 4 things: better diet, better exercise, better sleep, less alcohol, less carbs. That's all I said. And she was literally offended. Hey, you're just always gonna put people down and we'll never see eye to eye and we'll agree to disagree. No, that's not what I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm just telling you that these are the solutions. I'm just telling you that according to research, according to decades and decades and decades of these issues, we have come to find out that better exercise, better nutrition, better sleep, less alcohol, better food sources, better hydration is the answer. This is why most coaches say that this is a lifestyle change, okay? It's hard. When I say lifestyle change, that means you have to do this forever. There is no stopping. When I give you a meal plan, people say, well, when can I stop this? Never. I'm not giving you an extreme meal plan to where I'm gonna say, hey, you can follow this for like 3 or 6 months, but then like we should probably take a break because like it's bad for you. No, the way that we treat our clients is, hey, you can follow this meal plan until the end of time, because it's so healthy. It fits you, it fits your personality, it fits your likes, your dislikes, it fits your allergies, it fits your conditions. Follow this forever. We can adjust up or down based off of your goals, but the way that I'm teaching my clients to eat, it can be done forever. You can't do Weight Watchers forever. You can't do any of these weight loss clinics, hormones, whatever the case may be, forever. You can't do it. It's unhealthy. What's not unhealthy is better exercise, better nutrition, better hydration, and better sleep. You can do those things forever. So the part of the mental health thing is we've kind of heard many quotes about this, and some of them say you're the product of your 5 closest friends. And what that means is you're a product of your environment. So if you have an unhealthy environment, whether it's your family, your spouse, your kids, your work, whatever the case may be, unfortunately, if you keep putting yourself in that environment, you will never be successful. If your spouse is constantly holding you back, constantly putting alcohol in front of you, constantly putting dessert in front of you, constantly wanting to go out to eat at restaurants, you're never gonna be successful. If you always give in to your kids, the kids want McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Wendy's, and then you go and you get McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Wendy's, you will never be successful. If you go to work and there's a break room and there's just snacks and crazy sugary coffees and donuts or whatever the case may be, and you keep eating that stuff, you will never be successful. So you have to really own this identity shift. If you wake up every day and you think, woe is me, I'm tired, I'm sore, I'm achy, I can't go work out today because I feel so bad. I can't go for a walk today because I feel so bad. I don't want to drink water today because what's the point? If you always think that way, you will never get better. This is why mental health is so important. We have to fix the mental health crisis today. If you talk to any coach who is deep in the space of coaching, meaning we're working with clients every single day, we've worked with clients for the last 5 to 10 years, ask any of them, if you could go back and get education or a degree in something else, what would it be? I guarantee you they'll say psychology. I guarantee it. Psychology and mental health is so important to live a healthy lifestyle, and it takes a certain level of a coach to connect with certain people. And so this is why picking your coach is very, very important. Picking a coach that you can connect with, picking a coach to where you feel heard, picking a coach that has solutions that make sense for you. Some of y'all are doing plans from coaches that make zero sense for you. Oh, you should just probably do low carb. Oh, you should just probably do these boot camps. Oh, you should just probably do HIIT training. Oh, you should just probably yada, yada, yada. You should probably just wake up at 5 a.m. Like these blatant, broad, terrible pieces of advice that are not custom to you. They're not independent for you. That's also hurting us. And so I don't disagree with you that you got help from a nutritionist, you got help from a registered dietitian, you got help from a doctor, you got help from a personal trainer, you got help from this clinic, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying that the treatment that you probably got or the protocol that you probably got didn't work for you because that person didn't understand where you were at, didn't understand what you were capable of, didn't understand your likes and dislikes, didn't understand your stressors. They just gave you some papers, they gave you some handouts, they emailed you a PDF and said, go wild, go do that, without really listening to you. They sent the same shit to the last 500 people that walked through their door, right? So choosing a good coach is very, very important. Choosing a coach where you feel heard, choosing someone who can kind of go through the ebbs and flows of life with you. I can guarantee you, some of my clients, a lot of them actually, when we jump on our consultations, my only piece of advice is, hey, let's keep trying. It's okay, forget the past, let's just start fresh. That's my only advice. I'm not throwing new protocols at you. I'm not throwing new supplements at you. I'm not throwing whatever else that these other people are throwing at you. I'm just saying, hey, you had a rough week. You had a rough month. People died in your family. You had to travel for work. You went on vacation. You got injured. You got COVID, whatever the case may be. It's cool. Let's just stick to our original plan and try again. And that's okay. You've wasted 30, 40 years of your life. What's if we waste another week or two because you were sick? What does it matter? We don't need to expedite your progress. We don't need to play catch up. We're not playing catch up here. I'm not giving you a more extreme protocol just because you had a bad 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to give you more stress if I do that. I'm going to put your body in a state of stress. I'm going to put your body in a state of inflammation. I'm going to put your body in a place of survival instead of thriving, right? So again, we're kind of done here. Remember that try not to be a victim of whatever's going on in your life. Try to take it and become empowering. Try to become and find the positives. Try to find solutions that we can plug into these little missing pieces that are going to work well for you, that kind of give you some instant gratification of, you know what, I can do this. You know what, I am stronger than I thought. You know what, I do have more free time than I thought. You know what, I was making excuses and now I see that, okay? But if you live in this victim mentality and then you search the internet for other people with very similar symptoms, how many people have seen posts of saying, I'm menopausal, who else is menopausal? I need help, blah, blah, blah. Well, you just surrounded yourself with other people who are also in a victim mindset. So if you put 10, 20, 30, 40 victims in a room, how likely is it that you're gonna find success? Not very likely. Again, you're changing your environment for the wrong reasons. How about find someone who works with menopausal people? How about find some people who have success with menopause and are currently doing it or have already done it and maintained it? I'm sick of this idea that, oh, I did 75 hard and so I'm better than you. And I'm like, yeah, but you gained all your weight right back. You dropped all the habits that you built while you were doing 75 hard. You went right back to ground zero before you ever did 75 hard. I'm not listening to you. You can't even maintain what you yourself did. Find people who can maintain it. Find people who live it every single day. Find people who are healthy every single day. Find people who are solutions oriented every single day. Surround yourself with those people, and I promise you it'll be very, very empowering. I promise you, you will feel like a king or a queen in your own abilities to be successful instead of this, woe is me, I've got X condition, Y condition, whatever the case may be, because it's literally killing you, and you're feeling targeted by things that aren't targeting you, and then you attack the people like me who are trying to help. Right? And you attack the people who are trying to just point out the obvious because you're special. The obvious and the simple stuff obviously can't work for you because you're so special. No, the basics work for everybody, every single body. And the basics are, one more time, better exercise, more exercise for you in a way that you can, in a way that you enjoy, better nutrition in a way that works for you, in a way that is getting you to your goals, that is helping your body thrive, not survive. Crash diets. Getting better sleep, getting better hydration, decreasing stress, fixing mental health issues, fixing our coping mechanisms, fixing your identity. Because again, if you have this woe is me, I'm a victim identity, we're really not going to get anywhere, okay? So do me a favor, tag someone, share this with someone, put something in the comments if you have questions, comments, or concerns. But I hope I was able to shed some light on some of these really common conditions that we deal with every single day: PCOS, menopause, adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, Hashimoto's, even diabetics. Whatever the case may be, the prescription is still the same from a nutrition and a fitness standpoint and a lifestyles and behavior standpoint. And we've got to start with your identity. We've got to start with behavior patterns. We've got to start with mental health, okay? So if you have any questions, just let me know.